Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alex and today we are diving into Azure Entra ID, formerly known as Azure Active Directory. If you are setting up a new tenant or auditing an existing one, this video will save you from costly security misconfigurations and show you the latest features that dropped this year. We'll cover 3 critical areas: mandatory security settings you cannot skip, new features that will make your life easier, and configurations that 90% of admins overlook, but attackers love to exploit. Let's dive in. For the purpose of this video, I'm using Microsoft Demo Tenant, and your landing page will look similar. First things first, let's talk about security defaults. Based on Microsoft's data, more than 99% of common identity-related attacks are stopped by using multi-factor authentication and blocking legacy authentication. In order to enable security defaults, we need to navigate to Identity, Overview, Properties, and turn the toggle on. So in my case it's not there just because it has already been enabled, but you can take a look how it should look like by clicking on the documentation link, and it provides a detailed explanation here. Next, let's configure Advanced MFA. If you have premium license, either P1 or P2, skip security defaults and use conditional access instead. To configure that, just go to Protection, Conditional Access, and we can configure a new policy. Call it something like require MFA for all users. Select users you want this policy for, and as the warning message states, don't lock yourself out, because this policy will affect all users, no exceptions. I'm going to exclude myself. And enable the policy immediately and hit create. That would create a policy for advanced MFA, but the imperative here is that always exclude at least one emergency access account from MFA policies. Here's where many admins make critical mistakes. By default in Microsoft Entra ID, all users can register and manage the applications they create and consent to app accessing company data on their behalf. To prevent that from happening, let's navigate to Identity, Users, User Settings, and turn this toggle off. Also, it's essential to keep this radio button in the middle, and we're gonna turn this setting off so users cannot create security groups. And I'm gonna hit save. The default settings essentially give every user in your organization the ability to create applications and invite external guests. For example, Midnight Blizzard, a threat actor group suspected to be tied to the Russian Foreign Intelligence Service, began its highly publicized attack on Microsoft by using the credentials of a compromised OAuth test application. So don't be the next headline. Sometimes the page that lists agents might be empty. Just keep in mind that this feature is still in preview. If you refresh it though, it will render normally in most of the cases. At the same time, you can discover the same information in Microsoft Security Copilot console. If you go back to a landing page, click Go to Agents, go to Conditional Access Agent, and you'll see the agent is on and all the information about it and all the associated activity. So in my case, the agent has scanned the audit log, discovered 0 new users, and those it have 0 suggestions. And that's pretty much it you can do. Is it worth it? 2800? Maybe not, but again, the Copilot agents are new in Microsoft Entra, and more agents are coming in the future. Before we dive into another aspect of Microsoft Entra configuration, I want to remind you that if you've been using Azure Demo subscription in order to play with Microsoft Copilot agents, do not forget to tear it down like I did, just because it incurs a lot of costs and it will dry your credit in just a few days. So let's talk about the settings around Misses next. So first things first, restrict admin portal access. For that purpose, let's get back to user settings and click restrict access to Microsoft Entra Admin Center. I've got it set to yes. By default, this toggle is disabled, so turn it on and save the configuration. Next configuration is all about named locations. So for that purpose, we're gonna need to navigate to protection, conditional access, named locations, and create a new location. And for that matter, you can just add your Office IP ranges and mark it as trusted locations. So another critical configuration aspect is enabling audit logging. For that, you should navigate to monitoring and health. So let's see where this setting is. Audit logs. And if you see a prompt, start recording user and admin activity, click it. This setting provides you with the ability to go back 30 days and or 90 days with retention policies and audit the actions of your users or admins within the environment. A quick note here that for the unified Microsoft 365 audit log that includes Exchange, SharePoint, and Teams activities, you need to go to compliance.microsoft.com audit section in the Microsoft Purview compliance portal. Another very important aspect is configuring self-service password reset. So for that, we need to navigate to protection, password reset, and enable selected or all users. We're gonna need to configure at least 2 authentication methods here and enable password write back for hybrid environments. So I have already configured that, but once you enable these settings, click save, and we'll move to the next important settings, which is reviewing default user permissions. For that, we need to navigate to external users, external collaboration settings, and in here for the guest user we can select most restrictive. In the guest invite settings, we'll choose only users assigned to specific admin roles can invite guest users. And finally, in the collaboration restrictions, you can configure allow invitations only to specified domains, which is the most restrictive policy. And once done, hit save. Before we wrap up with this video, I want to mention a few other critical changes that are taking effect this year, starting May 1. First of all, it's all about PowerShell module retirement. If you're using MS Online, it's getting replaced with Microsoft Graph. I would recommend you to read this article carefully and see how you can migrate quickly and efficiently from MS Online toward Microsoft Graph if you're using automation a lot. Install the module and start hacking ASAP, updating your logic so that whenever the change takes effect, your application keeps working. Second change I want to mention is all about Azure B2B and B2C retirement. This is a huge news. I was waiting for it myself, and it concerns shifting to Entra External ID, and it's especially important for those who have been using B2B and B2C offerings from Microsoft. And as Microsoft explains, it was all about technical debt and an ugly workaround. And now they are making things right by introducing this service. And it's in your best interest to migrate to it as soon as possible. And they stop selling the old offerings starting May as well, so you won't see them listed in Azure portal any longer. In conclusion, we have covered the following things. First of all, among immediate actions, you have to enable security defaults or conditional access MFA, restrict user app registrations and consent, configure emergency access account, enable audit logging. Later, as the next step, you can set up named locations, configure SSPR, review guest access settings, and check for deprecated PowerShell usage if you are using this. If you have a hefty budget for IT, you can play with the Agent ID and enable new shiny feature in your Microsoft tenant and play with security copilot agents in Microsoft Entra. As I have demonstrated during this video, it's in a private preview right now, but you can enable security copilot in your subscription through provisioning security compute units. And if you're using a demo account, it will allow you to play with this feature for a few days. The security landscape is evolving fast, but with this configuration, you're building a solid foundation that will protect you against the most common attacks. And remember, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'd be happy to answer. Don't forget to subscribe for more enterprise security content, and I'll see you in the next video.